guys, this is RuRoniK95 here, and once again, time for a TV show review video, which I haven't thought of doing one, which I wanted to do something that I should have done until now. Today, we're going to be doing a TV show review that is based on the comic book from Marvel Comics, and that is The Incredible Hulk TV show, starring Bill Bixby and Lou Ferrigno. So the production, basically how it started for the Incredible Hulk TV series, of how it goes, is that it was how it came from the idea from writer and director and producer Kenneth Johnson after he finished working on his acclaimed TV show, The $6 Million Man. That's how, when it comes to TV, contemporary television that came out in the 70s as well, as how the things just wanted to come by, as how he wanted the idea of how he wanted to create something good, of how he wanted to make it like a character study, which is a step farther away from the comic books. When Universal wanted him television, especially when they wanted to offer Kenneth Johnson of how they could acquire the rights to do the characters from every part of the Marvel superhero series as well. Like they asked him which one would he want to do, but he said none of them, because he could not refer to like spandex suits or any types of consideration as well. But he declined it all, except for he wanted to figure out a way to do this. And then he went off and read Victor Hugo's universally beloved novel Les Miserables. So he has to find a way to how he wanted to come up with the idea. So he wanted to take a little bit of Victor Hugo, a little bit of Robert Louis Stevenson's story, The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and this thing from the comics from Marvel, such as The Incredible Hulk. So he has got the idea of how he wanted to create the Incredible Hulk TV show as how he wanted to do. So Stan Lee, who is the creator of Marvel Comics, has questioned about how, when he was told by Kenneth Johnson saying, how is the Hulk green? I mean, is he the envious Hulk? Was he the jealous Hulk? Or when people get angry, they're turned with rage filled with red, green is not. But Stan Lee told Kenneth Johnson that the reason why they made the Hulk green because the printer couldn't make it, so they had to pick green as the perfect optional color, because Kenneth Johnson thought it was interesting because he wanted to make the Hulk red as opposed to the comic book. Well, obviously though, it's not the first ones from every comic book characters from Marvel of its kind. But the thing basically, so he had to stick with the Green Hulk, especially when he first created the Incredible Hulk TV series, especially for what Stan Lee and Marvel Comics had a lot to do, basically. So they wanted to change the name, have different name changes, basically how in the comic book it was called Bruce Banner in the comic book, but in the TV show they changed the name from Bruce Banner to David, which is named after Kenneth Johnson's son, because when they made this TV show, they thought the name Bruce sounded gay-based name as well. But it's just a obvious little questionable reason as well how it goes. So they put Bruce as in the middle name for David Banner as well, especially how Kenneth Johnson has figured out as well how they made the show, basically, as how this goes. So they hired the late actor Bill the great late actor, well-known actor named Bill Bixby, who is famously known for My Favorite Martian, The Courtship of Eddie's Father, and The Magician, as well as other movies he did, such as The Apple Dumpling Gang and Kentucky Fried Movie as well. So he has offered him to play the role as Dr. David Banner, who is a physician scientist searching for a cure of how something has got to him as well, particularly. So that's how he got the... And they originally wanted to cast Arnold Schwarzenegger, to have the role as the Hulk, but he was like 6 inches short as well. But Arnold Schwarzenegger, unfortunately, was busy with his work on Conan the Barbarian. Richard Kiel, who wanted to offered as the role as the Hulk when they were filming the pilot episode, particularly of how this goes as well, especially but they only filmed 2 shots for the pilot episode of The Incredible Hulk, only as uncredited as well. Kenneth Johnson's son pointed at Richard Kiel when he told Kenneth Johnson that Richard Kiel is not the Hulk because he was not even big enough, particularly because the Hulk has supposed to be strong and big, huge muscles as well. Because they wanted to know how they wanted to find the right person to play the Hulk, because they thought the show would be demeaned or declined or be in trouble. So they selected bodybuilder Lou Ferrigno, Mr. Olympia formerly, who is on the documentary Pumping Iron, who is a fan of the Hulk comics as well. So they offered him the role as the Hulk, the perfect one for him as well. So the facial makeup for the Hulk as well, when they apply the forehead, the nose piece, and the grease paint on the face as well. So they took up an hour and a half. And the body is also took up an hour and a half as well to put the makeup on. And after you had the dyed yak hair wig and those contact lenses and those crafted teeth as well, especially of how, just to make the Hulk look all mad as hell looking as well, because no matter how angry, threatening, how it makes the Hulk look more threatening and intimidating, particularly when Lou Ferrigno got the role as the Hulk as well, particularly. Because there's only Hulk out per episode, particularly, for every episode of The Incredible Hulk. And the budget, basically, of what Universal Television had to do, a lot to do for, is like $16,000 per episode, especially for the production on every episode of The Incredible Hulk TV series, particularly as how Kenneth Johnson and his crew working on, particularly when they were filming on the set at Universal, as well as some of these other locations of its kind, and mostly in their different episodes, in general, particularly as how when they worked on this one. And then they hired Jack Colvin, who plays the reporter for the National Register, or Jack McGee, who is the reporter who thinks that the Hulk is responsible for the deaths of Elena Marks and David Banner during the laboratory fire. What he has saw, particularly, as how when Jack McGee has been the only character instead of General Thunderbolt Ross. But so they made him basically more inspired by Spectre Chauvert from Les Miserables as well, particularly as how they had the idea, particularly for the show as well. And didn't you know that basically how they got the thing for how the production is caused, basically for the narrate, who did the and also they hired Ted Cassidy, who is famously known for Lurch from the Addams Family, does the narration and also for the intro from the Incredible Hulk TV series, and he also provides the uncredited for the Hulk's voice, especially the grunts and the growls and the roars, especially of how the Hulk does when the Hulk does this as well, especially of how the way he's posturing and the way he roars and growls, particularly of how mad the Hulk is as well, particularly from how what you see on every episode of The Incredible Hulk, particularly how from the pilot episode all the way to season 2 until Ted Cassidy died in 1979, the same year as The Warriors and the Bud Spencer movie, The Sheriff and the Satellite Kid. And then 1979 comes, they hired Charles Napier, who played McElroy in the Blues Brothers, and also Major Murdoch in Rambo First Blood Part 2, who's the perfect to dub the voice for the Hulk's voice, especially for the grunts and the growls, especially for Charles Napier for Season 3 all the way to Season 5, of how, because who's also got a really deep voice, particularly of how they wanted to do this, particularly for how this goes, particularly on how, for the production of the Incredible Hulk TV show, how it progresses as well. From how the things just go by, how when the Incredible Hulk pilot as a 2-hour pilot, when it was premiered on CBS on November 1977, the same year as well, of how this production as well. And then they were and didn't you know that there was also how there's every name changes for David Banner in every episode, of how he's keeping the name different, how to keep him, how it's a secret surname under his last name, like David Brown, David Benton, David Baxter, any other names as also David Barr as well, particularly for how he's keeping his name secret, because of how they thought David Banner was dead as well as every other name he has been changed, particularly of how this goes in the Incredible Hulk series, particularly as well, because he was basically on the run from Jack McGee ever since the pilot episode, especially from the events as well. And so he has have a secret name where he's calls himself as John Doe, because he thought he was no one, basically. There's cameos from every episode. In this one, you have the creator of Marvel Comics, Jack Kirby, who has worked on the Incredible Hulk comic since the 60s as a cameo in this episode of the Incredible Hulk series, particularly, as well, from what I understand, basically why. Of how there's a lot of these other actors who have been guest stars as well, particularly. We'll come to later on if I could pick an episode to review as well, in retrospect, certain way as well. So, for the production of how they work for the Incredible Hulk series, most of the TV movies, they put out TV movies for the Incredible Hulk, such as The Return of the Incredible Hulk, also known as Death in the Family, and also the Married episode, also known as Bride of the Incredible Hulk, as also, which is the staple for the second season of this series as well. And there's also like a 2-part episode in the 4th season of the Incredible Hulk, such as Prometheus, wasn't it? Speaking of which, basically, of how they made the production as well, how they wanted to do for Kenneth Johnson and his team, or of the crew, working on every set of each episode of the Incredible Hulk series, particularly. Most of them were filmed on the back lot at Universal for every episode. What you see, if you ever watch the series as well, as how this goes, particularly, as how, from every certain way as well. Because, come to think of it, didn't you know that they wanted to have another Hulk character in the final season of the Incredible Hulk? They wanted another female Hulk, which is basically how Kenneth Johnson's other show that is after the $6 Million Man, The Bionic Woman. Marvel Comics wanted to create another Hulk character, which is a female version of the Hulk, called the She-Hulk, which is basically how they wanted to have as another character for the Incredible Hulk TV series with Bill Bixby, but Kenneth Johnson had nothing to do with it, so instead Marvel Comics created the comics for the She-Hulk as well, particularly. As well as the She-Hulk appears later on in the Incredible Hulk 1982 cartoon series, as well as the Incredible Hulk 1996 cartoon series, which we'll get to later on as well, for the own sort of thing as well. So, every production of how they worked on the Incredible Hulk series is how they work. Beginning on how they do this as well, as from what I expect of how you would know, ever since they wanted to do an episode on the Incredible Hulk where David Banner is put on trial for the death of Elena Marks, which the reporter has been witnessed as well, but it never happened, especially for how they worked. Because they thought that the budget had the money problems as well, because it was like an expensive money amount per episode as well. So the final episode, a minor problem, which I think this was lastly aired on May 5th, 1982. That's how it was until the Incredible Hulk TV series was canceled by CBS. as well. And then it was later syndicated onto different network channels after the show went off the air, or after it was canceled by CBS after 5 seasons, 80 episodes as well, particularly. And on top of this, as the late 80s come by, NBC Television has purchased as well as New World Television has acquired the right purchases from MCA Universal Television when they wanted to make 3 Incredible Hulk TV movies. The first one being The Incredible Hulk Returns, which features the character Thor in that one. Then, because they thought that they were going to do like the Thor TV series crossover with the Hulk as well, but it never really happened. And this is also marked as the final appearance of Jack McGee from the Incredible Hulk TV series, especially for Jack Colvin decided to have them marked as the final appearance of Jack McGee who is in this particular movie as well. And this is directed by Nicholas Correa, which has worked on the Incredible Hulk TV series, directed the only Incredible Hulk TV movie, The Incredible Hulk Returns, because Kenneth Johnson has no involvement as well. And didn't you know that that the actor who played Spider-Man in the original Spider-Man TV series in the 70s wanted to do a crossover with the Hulk, especially for what Bill Bixby wanted to do, especially with a crossover TV movie under the distribution between Universal Pictures and Columbia Pictures, but Universal has denied the project because they had no involvement particularly on how they wanted to work for this one, particularly as how they wanted to explain for this. And as well. And then, since Kenneth Johnson has no involvement of making those new Incredible Hulk TV movies, ever since it was canceled by CBS, accordingly, Bill Bixby directed the only 2 Incredible Hulk TV movies, first being The Trial of the Incredible Hulk, which I think this features the character Daredevil, played by Rex Smith on here, and this also featured John Rhys Davies, who Gimli himself, and who is also the voice of Macbeth in the Gargoyles cartoon, who's also based, and as well as he's also in Indiana Jones movies. He plays the Kingpin himself, Wilson Fisk, and this also features a cameo of the creator of Marvel Comics, Stan Lee, in the courtroom scene in that one, as how he basically saw the Hulk out transformation from David Banner during the courtroom scene in the Trial of the Incredible Hulk as well, because that is something of how it was before Stan Lee, who has every cameo in every other Marvel movie of its kind as well. And they thought they were going to do like a Daredevil pilot for a Daredevil TV series, which nothing happened as well. And Bill Bixby directed the final Incredible Hulk TV movie, which was The Death of the Incredible Hulk as well. And it was the last of the Incredible Hulk TV movies that came out in the early 90s as well, particularly of how this basically goes. And this time, they wanted to have other characters who are part of from any other of the Marvel comics on there. Would it be either the She-Hulk or Iron Man to stop those terrorists who are in the Incredible Hulk movie, The Death of the Incredible Hulk, as well. From what I understand, basically why. But nothing happened as well. And they thought that the other character wanted to take revenge on those who, after David Banner died, which they could have added the She-Hulk, which that would have made a better Incredible Hulk TV movie, depending on the project as well. And they were originally going to do one called The Rebirth of the Incredible Hulk, which, the Hulk's mind and David Banner's mind and the Hulk's body. So they wanted to make the Hulk actually speak in that one particularly as well. But it never happened because, unfortunately, Bill Bixby got sick because he had tumor cancer, and he got sick because he had cancer, or prostate one, and then he passed away in 1992 as well. Ever since the show was canceled as well, particularly as how. And didn't you know that the actor who played the Hulk, Lou Ferrigno, he provides the voice for the Hulk in the 1996 Incredible Hulk cartoon series, which is later aired on UPN as well. Because it was interesting and great to see Lou Ferrigno voice the Hulk in the Incredible Hulk cartoon series that came out in the 90s as well. Which is, for the one who are fans of Lou Ferrigno, who had a lot to do when they first saw it as well, back in the 90s apparently as well. Which is basically how they wanted to know for this one as well. And on top of all of this as well, the Incredible Hulk episode, the first, part 1 and 2, which features who plays the evil-looking Hulk, which is Delphi, which Delphi turns into this evil-looking Hulk, is played by Dick Durock, who is known for Swamp Thing, which is from the 1982 movie directed by Wes Craven, and which I haven't done a review on the Incredible Hulk episode, the first, part 1 and 2 yet, but maybe for another time after I review one of the other Incredible Hulk TV movies on there. But overall, the Incredible Hulk TV series, in my opinion, I really loved it as well, because I loved it a lot more than the 2003 Hulk with Eric Bana, because I was never a fan of Ang Lee's Hulk movie, which I thought Ang Lee's Hulk movie was kind of trash, though, in my opinion, as well. Because nothing can beat the definitive Hulk, as well. Well, there's other Hulks out there, like Edward Norton's Hulk, Mark Ruffalo's Hulk, particularly, like, the Marvel Cinematic Universe movie ones, like, especially from the Avengers all the way to Avengers Endgame, as well. Especially how the Hulk is different of how the way he talks. He wears, like, a jumper and glasses these days, as well. Well, it may be truer to its comic book root as well, but nothing can beat the definitive Hulk, which is played by Lou Ferrigno, who is a tall, muscular man, painted green, in a dyed yak hair wig, running in slow motion, like this. You just can't beat him as well. Well, the Hulk monster, however, basically, there was no CGI available in the 70s as well, because they wanted to have a tall, muscular man painted green, crafted with the contact lenses and a dyed yak-haired wig, particularly of how, when they did the production for the Incredible Hulk TV series, particularly as well, from its own little capable things of how it could be of all of this as well. Because how the Hulk never spoke, because in the comic book, however, sort of had Hulk speak, like, Hulk smash puny tank, like, you make Hulk mad, like that, because how they wanted to make Hulk speak a little bit like the Frankenstein monster, but they were going to because Kenneth Johnson and his team, who were working on the Incredible Hulk TV show, basically how they thought they were going to, demean the project if they ever do it as well, particularly. However, for the music for the Incredible Hulk TV series, Joseph Harnell composed the music, which is the sad walking away theme song, which is The Lonely Man. The dun 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 dun, like that as well. Especially when David Banner was all lonely and he was hitchhiking down the road. That's what you see at the end of every episode of the Incredible Hulk TV series, particularly as well. As from what I understand, why as well. Because you cannot be this, particularly how you would know as well. I mean, the story is good, though. The production's very interesting, very well, of how Kenneth Johnson and his crew working on the Incredible Hulk TV series, particularly on that one, as well as how they got the production values of how they were filming on the backlot at Universal as well, of how they do this as well. As the music was very solemn as well, such as the sad walking away theme, especially of how Joseph Harnell performed it on the piano as well, especially the Lonely Man theme, which you hear at the end of every episode of the Incredible Hulk series, as well as how you would expect as well. And overall, my score for this one, and I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10, because if you want to watch something to watch on something, get it. I highly recommend you to watch it. If you have it on DVD or on Blu-ray, that's a perfect way if you want to binge watch on something as well. From what I understand why as well. In case you're wondering as how to expect as well. So that's going to be it for my TV show review of the Incredible Hulk TV series from 1978. Thank you for watching, but before we go, here's what I'm going to say for this one. Didn't you know that I did mention the She-Hulk in this review and all, because they were going to have it in the Incredible Hulk TV series, but Kenneth Johnson thought it's going to demean the character if they wanted to add it as well. Supposing as well. I mean, can you imagine if Japanese anime studios wanted to make a She-Hulk anime? That'll be awesome if they ever wanted to make an anime as well. Leave it up to anime companies like Madhouse or Toei or Studio Gallop or any other Japanese anime company. But that'll be a subject for another time as well. Subscribe for content. My Anime Planet link in the description down below. You share this video on your Twitter, Facebook, if you have Twitter and Facebook account, all social media. Smack the like button if you enjoy this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below in this video. What do you think of this as well, of the TV show, The Incredible Hulk as well? Let me know, because I will answer them as well. Be sure to smack the notifications bell button. Be sure to get more latest updates for the latest ones here. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, RuRoniK95. Feel free to join my channel, especially if you're new to my channel as a newcomer, by clicking on the subscribe button. Smack the like button if you love this video. What do you think of it as well? And that's all I got, because I haven't done a TV show review of the Incredible Hulk TV series until now, because I wanted to do this well, which is something that I haven't thought of doing one before until now. Especially how I wanted to do this video, particularly, because this is capable of how to expect of how I wanted to do a video like this as well. As how rumor has, if they ever made an Incredible Hulk Japanese anime movie or an OVA, which is also in the works, same with the She-Hulk anime adaptation as well, which is also in the works as well. So leave it up to them, which it'll be how it will look. We can only imagine as well. That'll be a subject for another time as well. This is RuRoniK95 saying thank you for watching my video, and I'm glad you liked it. I hope you enjoy it. Hope to see you soon for the next video. Hope you have a great day. This is RuRoniK95 signing off, and thank you for watching my video, and I will see you soon for more videos. And most of all, happy St. Patrick's Day.